Yo, what's up guys? Eric Wong here from PowerDojo.com, and this video we're going to go through a great 1-2 punch to get the serratus anterior activated, but not just that, activated in a position that we don't normally use it in, we don't think about using it in, and with a function that is super important to all different movements that we don't think about or train. So it's really, really good for if you've got any shoulder pain when you're moving your arms, so any kind of rows, pushing, pulling, overhead, horizontal, doesn't matter. If you have shoulder pain during movement or exercise, this exercise is going to help you, okay? So the first step is to release the pec minor. And the reason why we want to do that is because the pec minor is an antagonist to the serratus anterior, meaning if it's tight, if it's tonic and overactive, then it's going to actually shut off the serratus anterior and you're not going to be able to activate it, you're not going to be able to fire it, okay? So the way we're going to do that, very simple. Get a tennis ball, or even better, a lacrosse ball. I couldn't find a lacrosse ball here today, so this sketchy budget gym, nothing going on here. So got the tennis ball, hand behind my back. Pec minor is pretty much this area, the front of the shoulder here, okay? So all you want to do is get there and just drive your body into the pole here or on the wall. So I'm driving it in, rolling around, grabbing the ball. Oh, nice catch, Shane. Shane's my cameraman today. Just rolling it around for about a minute, okay? And trying to really drive in and breathe and relax, okay? You want to stay relaxed the whole time. Once you're done with that, you're just going to get down to the ground. And now it's very, very important that you follow proper technique here. Make sure you can see my whole body here, Shane, so everybody can see everything. So you want to get on the ground nice and relaxed. Hands by your sides in neutral, and then just don't worry about pinching your shoulder blades together too much, okay? You're gonna point your fingers up to the air, okay? Drive the elbows down into the ground. So what that's gonna do is activate the lats, it's gonna activate posterior delts, and it's actually gonna cause an internal rotation force at the shoulder joint, okay? But don't let anything move. Just drive the elbows into the ground, not max, but about 50%. Stay relaxed. Don't tense up in the neck or anything. And then what you want to do is just picture opening up your chest, and the motion we're going for is posterior tilt of the scapula. So you're driving the elbows into the ground and then opening up the chest. You might be able to see my shoulders rotate a little bit and my chest kind of pop up off the ground a bit. And then you're just going to hold that for 5 seconds and then just go back, release to normal, okay? So you won't be able to see a ton of movement happening, but what's happening is the scapula are lifting off the ground and they're just getting sucked into my rib cage a little bit, okay? So I'm driving in, activating the lats, posterior delts, and then open up, suck the scapula up towards the ceiling, okay? Staying relaxed, I'm not tensing up. You'll have a tendency to want to tense up. Don't do that, because you can't reprogram your movement patterns when you're in a tense state and you're not breathing. Okay, 5 seconds and relax, okay? So what you don't want to do is try to really pinch your shoulder blades together and you're not moving your hands this way, okay? That's why I say fingers point straight to the ceiling, because we don't want to externally rotate and pinch the shoulder blades together, because that creates kind of a false posterior tilt of the scapula. What we want is just pure posterior tilt of the scapula, drive them towards the rib cage, hold for 5, and release slow, okay? And as long as you're relaxed, you can increase the force with which you drive and you posteriorly tilt the scapula, because that's gonna build the strength. But start off really slow, go into the contraction slow, hold it for 5 seconds, nice and strong, don't tense up, go out of it slow, and that's how you're gonna get the best activation of the serratus anterior in this position that we don't normally train, which is a neutral scapula position with the function of posterior tilting, okay? So there's a lot of, it doesn't look like much. I recognize that. I'm not gonna get a million hits on YouTube for this one, but it's a very, very important technique and exercise and drill to train the function of posterior tilting. That's gonna help a lot with any shoulder pain that you may have, and it's gonna help to prevent it as well, okay? So do that up, do it daily if you can, especially at the start for the first couple of weeks, and it's gonna really help with your shoulder stability and your strength.